Mr. Saturday Night Special. Got a barrel that's blue and gold.
Greetings, my YouTube friends. It's time for another unboxing video. This is just strictly a show and tell because I've not shot this firearm yet. I'll give you a range report once I do. But you're looking at, first of all, you're looking at a disappointing box itself. Looks like Smith Wesson is going with a cheap cardboard box for this revolver, but that's okay if it helps keep the price of the gun down and the quality stays the same. I guess I don't have a problem with it. Still, it would have been nice to get a more traditional plastic box. But anyways, let's open this up. Proudly made in the USA by Smith Wesson, and this is the J-frame revolver, model 642. Now, Smith & Wesson also makes a blued version of this gun. That's the model 442. I myself am partial to the stainless steel look, so I purchased this model 642. It was on sale this past week. Everything's empty. And I was able to pick this up for basically $400. It was $399.98 after taxes and background check fees and everything. Came out to $466 out the door. So that's not too bad for a quality American-made Smith & Wesson J-frame revolver. Now I'm just going to go over some of the basic, basic features of this gun. It is a 5-shot. It's chambered for .38 special only. It does not shoot .357 Magnum. That's a different model if you want to be able to shoot .357. As you can see, this is capable of shooting the plus P loads, which is nice because .38 special by itself is not the most proven man stopper. This gun is designed basically for as a backup gun for concealed carry use, and it's kind of limited to close quarter situations. This is basically a last-ditch gun, something that may save your life if somebody is on top of you or within arm's length. You know, probably you're looking at 10 yards or less is what you'd most likely find yourself using this gun for. The frame itself is alloy, meaning mostly aluminum. However, the cylinder and the barrel are stainless steel. The barrel length is pretty short. This is a snub nose revolver. It's a snubby. Barrel length is just under 2 inches. It's 1 7/8 inches, 1.875 inches. Let's talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of this platform. Let's start with disadvantages because you know, most everybody carries a semi-auto now. Of course, you're giving up capacity. This only holds 5 rounds. However, in terms of overall reliability, generally revolvers have the edge there. If you pull the trigger and you're able to pull the trigger, it will go bang every time. You know, of course, given the ammo's good. So it's very simple. You just pull the trigger, it goes bang. There is a hammer. This is not some kind of weird striker-fired revolver. The hammer, though, is fully enclosed inside the frame here. This is a double-action only revolver. That's another kind of disadvantage in terms of the trigger pull. It's got a really heavy trigger pull. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'll put it in the video and annotations when I find it. But it's got to be at least 10.5 pounds. A very, very heavy double action trigger pull. But the nice thing about the enclosed hammer is that everything's rounded off and it's not going to snag on any clothing if you need to draw your weapon and use it. I'm going to have to violate one of the safety rules of firearm handling, so let's make sure if we're going to do that it's at least safe. This gun is completely clear, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. So this is a Glock 27. If by some reason you were only able to get a shot off and the gun was pressed up against the body of the attacker, if you push hard enough, the slide goes out of battery and the gun won't fire. Again, it's not something that's going to happen all that often, but it's something to consider. Let's check this revolver again. Clear. You can push this as hard as you want. It's going to go bang every time. So, just overall, the revolver is going to be more reliable. You're giving up capacity, but you're gaining concealability as well. So let's talk about how to how to store the revolver when you're carrying it. So here I've just got a cheap $10 Uncle Mike's holster. Fits pretty well, and this gun excels as a pocket gun. Even with this cheaper holster, if you're wearing darker colored pants, you will not notice a thing. This will not print at all. If you wear jeans, it blends in really well. If you're wearing lighter colored pants or dress pants of any color, sometimes the pockets are not too conducive to eliminating printing 100%, but in most pants this works really well. Now, I've ordered a custom holster for this gun. It's being made right now as we speak, and I should be receiving it in about 2 weeks, and I'll do an unboxing and review once I get that higher quality leather holster for it. The other thing I got for this Smith Wesson 642 is just got this on eBay from one of the many private Kydex manufacturers out there now. Got this little chingus that just snaps right in over the trigger guard. Just like that. It's basically a copy of the Glock Tech Mick holster. And this is kind of nice because you can keep it in a safe without worrying about the trigger guard being exposed or the trigger being exposed. You can keep it in the safe like this. If you carry off body, like for women, if you carry it in a purse, you can wrap this around something in the purse and it gives you a good purchase point. Keeps the trigger guard covered, which is essential in concealed carry. And when you're ready to deploy it, you just snap straight up and this thing comes off, stays behind, and your gun is ready for action. Put that back on one more time. And then of course you can wrap this around your belt loops, wrap it around the holster, and you can wear it, I hate to use the term, but you can basically go Mexican carry with it. Appendix inside the waistband without a true holster, but this will cover the trigger guard, and you just pull the gun out if you need it, snaps right off, and you're ready to go. Okay, and last but not least, I just wanted to talk about ammunition. This is just basic 38 special range ammo. I have some self-defense ammo on back order. Everything's on back order right now. If you use one of these short-barreled revolvers, either this or the Ruger, or any kind of short-barreled snubby revolver, try to get the hollow points that are designed for use in short-barreled firearms, because the hollow points on the regular 38 specials may not expand at the lower velocities that are coming out of these snubbies. So in my case, I've ordered some Gold Dots 38 Special Plus P, and they're designed specifically for short-barreled revolvers. Those hollow points have a slightly different design, and they will expand and not over-penetrate and act like an expensive FMJ at these lower velocities. Let me just talk about the sights real quick. Very rudimentary. Just a simple little blade and a tiny little notch back there. This gun's not designed for shooting 2-inch groups at 25 yards. This is life or death, save your life kind of gun. Up close and personal, maybe 20 feet at the most, is what it's really designed for. I'm sure it's pretty accurate. That trigger pull is kind of tough to get used to, and once I take it to the range, I'll give you some more information on that. But yeah, it's not really designed for long-term or long-range accurate shooting. It's just the minimum. This is just designed to be able to be drawn in a hurry and fired, and to save your life. What I read was that, the reason that I didn't get a speed loader for this particular gun is some of the speed loaders will get held up on this part of the grip, this boot grip, that gets really good reviews, by the way. You'll load it fine, but it'll get hung up there, and it's not something that you want to deal with in a stressful situation. So what I did instead was I got a couple of these Bianchi speed strips. Now, this is not as fast as using a speed loader. However, notice that they all lay pretty flat. So if you want to keep a couple of these in your pocket, it's not going to bulge out like a speed loader would. And basically you just take two at a time. And I'm not really good at this, guys. I'm sure it can be done faster. But you just strip them off, load them up, and you're good to go. Let's get that out of there. Alright guys, that's my initial unboxing and adult show and tell of my new Smith Wesson Model 642 Airweight J-frame revolver. I hope to take it out to the range in the next few days, and I'll give you an update once I do that, and I'll also show you that nice leather holster when it arrives in the mail in a couple weeks. Hope you guys like this video. If you have any comments, I know a lot of people have these. If you can give me any tips, things to watch out for, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I just remembered one more thing. I do have the dreaded internal lock on this particular 642. I'm not planning on using it. The guy at the gun store even told me to throw the keys away. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go that far, but I'm not gonna touch that thing, and hopefully it doesn't cause any problems. There are still some 442s and 642s out there without the lock. I was gonna actually try to buy one from the Gallery of Guns website, but everything is sold out. It's practically impossible to buy any gun right now, at least on that website. So, being the impulse buyer that I am and having to deal with a California 10-day waiting period, I just decided just to get this one. I don't really care. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great week.